everyone, welcome to today's clip. Today's blog post was about 2 apps that I've used where you kind of place a bet on yourself losing an amount of weight that you want to lose and hopefully win some money. So all that's in the blog post. I'm not going to get too much into detail, but I did want to make my video today be kind of a point of clarification so you guys fully understand where I'm at and how far away from the goal I am, and is it too similar to the 8-week challenge I've referenced before? Is it too much of the same thing where there's a deadline and at the end I'm gonna feel like I'm finished and all that kind of thing? Because I do want to, throughout this series, I want to be really open and transparent with like my weigh-ins and how far away I am. I think that's part of the best part of this series for me, because I want you guys to experience it with me, but also, as I've said before, even if nobody else watches these videos or reads the blog, this is a journal for me to be able to look back on in the future. So I really want it to be completely accurate, completely open with what my weigh-ins are and stuff like that. So when I'm recording this, my weigh-in was 136.8. The end goal for this last healthy wager is 119.3. My all-time highest weigh-in ever was 219.3. That seems crazy to even say, but it's also, I don't even know that person anymore, so NBD. But basically, that means I said in a previous video, I think, or maybe the welcome videos, that I was roughly 14 pounds away. As of today's weigh-in, I am 17.5 pounds away, and I have roughly 8 weeks. So if you average that out, that's about 2.1 pounds per week to lose. And I don't necessarily try to get my clients to lose 2+ pounds per week. I'm not advocating for that. I'm not trying to say that that's average or that's what you should strive to do or anything like that. It's everyone's goal is personal, and I also have not lost 2 pounds per week consistently for the past 2 years or anything like that. So I just kind of, like I said, I wanted to provide some clarification around this so that I don't feel later like there's things I can't say or weigh-ins I can't talk about or anything like that. Like, I want it to be just all out on the table. So basically, I had been on a pretty good trajectory from the start of this healthy wage. It's a 6-month bet, and I had bet on losing, I don't remember, I'll have to look back in the app, but I bet that I would lose maybe the final 30 pounds or something. I'm not sure. So I was still losing weight, but because I've been in a caloric deficit for quite some time now, my metabolism was starting to slow down. I was having to slowly keep lowering my calories. Our bodies are adaptive. They're meant to be adaptive. And so if you are eating slightly less than you need, you're gonna lose a little bit of weight, right? That's what a caloric deficit is. But if you stay at that lower calorie range, your body adapts to it and learns to live on that and make it the new norm. So then you may plateau, and that's where you maybe need to increase your cardio a little bit, or you may need to decrease your calories a little bit. So this is, like, for my clients, that's what I try to keep an objective eye on for them, so that I know for me, while I do have clients and I coach people through this, for me, I like to have a coach as well, or a trainer, because I never want to lower my calories. I want to eat all the food. So it's nice to have an objective perspective, taking a look at that, keeping an eye on it, and keeping your goals realistic as well as targeted to what you're trying to do. Anyhow, so my calories were getting a little bit lower, and I was not loving the process quite as much for a little bit. I was feeling a little bit hungrier. I really haven't experienced, for having lost as much weight as I've lost, I've really not experienced too many periods of being hungry. I'm pretty much satisfied all the time. If I do a great job with what I eat that day, I'm actually stuffed all day and feel like I've eaten too much volume. But there's times where I've, not made the greatest choices with my food and therefore I'm hungry. So anyhow, a couple of months ago, I was plateauing a little bit. I really didn't want to increase cardio at the time. I really didn't want to decrease calories at the time. So I decided to go into kind of a maintenance phase for a couple of months. And what I did during that maintenance phase was I very slowly reverse dieted. So I was trying to maintain my weight, but slowly increase how many calories I could eat. And so that worked. I am back up to a higher amount of calories and losing weight again. So that's amazing. That's a great thing. But it did throw me off track just a little bit for this end goal. I'm completely not worried about it. I know that there's gonna be one random week over the next 8 weeks where I probably just have like a great week and it puts me back on schedule or something like that. I'm not super worried about it. And also, I did mention this in another video as well, but I just wanted to make it really clear that I don't see the end of this the same as I saw the end of the 8-week challenge I did back in 2016. Because this one, like I said, for the most part throughout it, I've been eating normally. I eat donuts. I still go out to eat. I think I'm going to a wine tasting tonight with my sister. So I don't feel deprived. I don't think that the day after is Emancipation Day. I don't feel like I need to make up for time that I didn't get to have what I wanted. Nothing like that. I've changed my lifestyle. I've adapted. I've learned a new way to look at food. I've learned a new way to look at how I'm eating. So that day where I hit the weigh-in that I want to hit is going to be great. And the next day is going to be really great. But truly, I'm going to eat that next day very, very, very similarly to how I eat now. So for me, that's the difference between that 8-week challenge I did before and this, where I do have an end date. I do have a goal for the end date, and I want to be really clear about that and open about it. But because of the mindset shift and the changes I've made over the past 2 years, it's not the same scenario. I went into that 8-week challenge with only the 8-week challenge in mind. It's all I thought about. It's all I thought about all day, every single day. This time, it's just not. I think about all kinds of goals. I talk constantly about my goal of getting a booty. I'm gonna have one. You'll see. And I know that there's still so much fitness ahead of me. I don't have any intention of not working out the next day. I don't have any intention of like going to a specific restaurant the next day. I don't have any of that this time. So it is completely different, and that's only because of my mindset and where I'm at. If I hadn't made the mental changes over the past 2 years, this could be really similar. It really could be. And that's where, again, I'm gonna go back to it so many times throughout this series, and I hope I don't annoy you guys by always saying it, but the physical changes come when the mental changes come. The mindset shift is the most important part of any journey. But with weight loss, I can just tell you that firsthand, it's been what made all the difference in the world. And I hope that, like I said, with sharing some of this with you guys throughout the final 60 days, I hope that it can start to help you make some mindset shifts as well. So that's it. Blog day 2 and video 2. Oh, it was so long. I'm sorry. I promise I'm going to try really hard to keep these short and sweet. Please email me with feedback. If you think the videos are too long, too short, you wish I wasn't talking to you, whatever. I want feedback because I want to make this series as much fun for you guys as it is for me. So keep me posted. Give me feedback. Love your faces. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day.